Hello everyone, welcome to the orbit of the coding. So today I am going to represent using dependency injection with multiple implementation of an interface in ASP.NET Core. So quickly let's flip to the Visual Studio and I will give some example to show you how to implement multiple interface in the ASP.NET Core. So you already aware about that ASP.NET Core support inbuilt dependency injection and inversion of controls, right? So previously in MVC you need to add some third-party tool to register dependency injection, but in .NET Core they have inbuilt functionality. But suppose uh, usually I just recall how to register dependency injection in ASP.NET Core in just 1 minute. So suppose you create a one interface iService, right? And you have a class service. At that time, you go to the configure service. In the configure service method, you just register the dependency injection. Suppose service, and you can use a different life cycle like eight scope, eight transient, and eight singleton based on your requirement. And first parameter you pass the interface and then class, right? And after that whenever you need, then you can just inject the dependency or use it as per your requirement. But here is one example. You have a single interface. I already create a one interface. Here I show you. I already create a one interface. I custom logger. We have a one single interface. I custom logger, and that single interface we can use in multiple classes like dvlogger. I just inherit that interface and use it in the dvlogger. So similarly we have event logger classes. I just drive that to the interface and provide all the implementation of the interface. You can see that. So we have two classes, three classes actually: event logger, file logger, and dvlogger. All the three class I can use I custom logger, right? Then how to inject that particular things, like if I one interface and the one interface inherit the three classes, then how can we uh, inject that particular dependency injections, right? So here you can see that we just follow that normally steps. So we have three classes: if file loggers, event loggers, and dv loggers. And we just registered all the dependency injection as per the requirement. But here you can see that interface name is same, but only class name is different, right? So now I am going to inject that particular interface in any controllers like home controllers, value controllers, based on your requirements. So here you can see that I just define interface I custom logger, file loggers I custom event loggers, and we have three interface are there, right? And now I am going to access file loggers. So let's execute and see what happened. It will take few seconds to load. Here you can see that I inject three services, three interfaces in the constructor. Then you can see that we can get the only last interface that we injected. You can see that we can get the dv logger only, like dv logger classes. We just get the instance of that service instance of dv logger. We are unable to get the instance of like file loggers and event logger. So this is the limitations of inversion of controls, we can say that. So this is the limitation, but how do we overcome this limitation of the built-in inversion of control in ASP.NET Core? So in this solution outlined below, we will use as an IEnumerable collection of service to register the service, or we can use a delegate to retrieve a specific service instance. So based on the requirement, I need to get the specific service instance. I don't need to like only one developer in our applications. So this overcome this limitation, we have a different way to achieve this. Right? We have multiple way you can achieve this. Either you can based on the requirement, you can create a generic interface like integer type, string type, boolean types. Then all should be like we can say that we have a separate interface, because you can create a distinct interface based on the generic boolean strings. This is the one way, right? And another way, you can use IEnumerable collections. So based on the IEnumerable collection, you can get all the service instance based on your requirements. So now I already implement the things, right? Just I comment that particular line of code. I just implement it so to save a lot of times to write typing all the things. So here you can see that I just use IEnumerable collection and pass the interface, and we inject that particular service. Then let's see what happened. So now you can get the all the instance as per your requirements. So it will take few seconds. Yep. So you can see that in the IEnumerables, you can get all the three instances and you can use as per your requirement. So this is the one way. And another way is that like you can use enums, right? So now I have also used one, like you can create a service types. In the service type, create one enums, file logger, db logger, event loggers. You have three classes. You create a service types, and then as per your requirement, you just register, add transient. You can just use of anonymous method func. You can pass that enumerable service type and a custom logger, and based on your IEnumerable, they return the services like file logger, db logger, and event logger. So based on the requirement, they return that. And but you need to little bit modify here. You can use like anonymous method func, service type, I collections, then service week. You can define a variable service resolvers, and then you can get based on the requirement if you need to get file loggers, and similarly if you need to like db loggers. So based on the requirement, you can get all three instances here. So if you need to, so this is the code, but you don't need to put the I custom interface here. You just need to register based on the classes. If you use IEnumerable, if you use like anonymous type or delegates, if you can use, then you just need to register that based on the class add services, and you can use add transient, and based on that services you can get the instance of it. So now I'm just quickly execute the code and show you how we get the instance. It will take again few seconds. Yep, yep, yep. Few seconds more. Yeah, you can see that. Yep, you can see that we can get the instance of developer. So this is the approach you need to follow based on the requirement, and you can overcome these problems Also in the main interview, they can ask the oral questions. If you have one interface and we have three different classes, then how to register the dependency injections over it. So you can just let the answer as I explained now in this session. So thank you guys, thank you for watching this channel, and if you have any query, let's put in the comment box and I will try to resolve with the same. And don't forget to like and subscribe my channel for further notifications. Thank you, have a nice day.